G'day folks, welcome back to another episode of Young Nomads. I'm standing here in the creek beds of Bendleby Ranges and we're going to take you through Bendleby Ranges on this episode, Cradock Hotel. We're going to show you all the beautiful scenery that's on offer, so kick back, grab a cold drink and enjoy the Flinders Ranges. Well, g'day guys, welcome back to another episode, Young Nomad style. It's the June long weekend. As you can see, the weather's absolutely turned on for us to get away. The van's hooked on, we're ready to haul, and we're headed to a place. We're staying 2 nights at a place called Cradock. It's a free stay, I believe. The wife organised, I believe it's a free stay. The only thing that they ask is you go in there, support their local pub, have a few beers and a meal, so we're going there for dinner tonight. We're definitely not going to be cooking with this weather, obviously. We'll be getting in about 5:30 anyway, so we'll pretty much just unhitch and go straight for dinner. So we're headed there for Cradock for 2 nights, and then we're headed to Bendleby Ranges. So in this episode, we're going to show you a bit of sightseeing and what the Flinders Ranges of Adelaide has to offer. We'd like to get out there and do a bit of bushwalking, obviously, just so you can see a bit of the scenic offering of the Flinders Ranges, but obviously it's all going to be subject to this. The weather is forecast to get better. Tuesday, Wednesday is the worst, and then it kind of gets better from there. So one thing I'm going to be showing you on this episode as well, you can probably see just behind me, we've made a little custom rack on top of the front box of the caravan. I'll explain to you why we've done that very shortly. Obviously one quite evident thing there that you can see already is the bikes, so we can hook them up nice and easily up there. Got a little bit of lighting as well, but when I get some time and the weather's good, I'll take you on a full tour of what we've done there. We've done a few upgrades, a few new little decals on the front of the Land Cruiser as well for our new website that we're going to be launching soon. So stay tuned, and that tinny will not remain that colour for too much longer. So lots of exciting stuff going to be coming up on Young Nomad Style. Make sure you get on YouTube, hit that subscribe, get that bell notification on so you can be updated of all new content that we put out there. And we're going to be launching a new Facebook page as well coming soon. So a bit of a rebrand, relaunch. I've been a bit slack putting content together. Of the content, albeit limited, that I have put together, I've had lots of great feedback, but I'm getting back into it and we're making the commitment both financially and time invested. So sit back, grab a cold beer, or in this weather, probably a cup of tea and a coffee, and enjoy Cradock and Flinders Ranges coming to you guys real soon. Here we go. Alright folks, I'm at the front of the Cradock pub hotel that's been here since the late 1800s. Great little rustic pub, good food, good owner, great local people chatted to last night and got to meet, who gave us a few little tips of what to see around the area. But just wanted to show you this outside of the pub. There's just these cool little ornaments that you can come and have a look just literally across the road. So you can see you got like a little iron made elephant there, the all important cowboy hat. We're in farm country here, that's for sure, and a llama there. But have a look at that sun that's just about to set in the distance there, just over the hills as such, the mountains. But yeah, it's got some good history and stories that it tells. It tells you a little bit about the pub and hotel in the 1930s. Saturday afternoon, showing patrons cars parked outside the hotel, through to the St. Gabriel's Roman Catholic Church that was erected here in 1883. And then obviously it talks a little bit about the establishment of Cradock as a whole. In 1878 it was named, and yeah, there's the Hall, Shop and Bank of Adelaide back in 1930s, police station back in 1885, and then obviously the hotel as well, which started trading in the early 1880s. So yeah, some cool little bits of history to see along the way here. Great local pub. Get down there, it's about 27 k's before Hawker, so I'd highly encourage, if you're this side of the Flinders, timing it so you're stopping in here for lunch, absolutely good meals, or as we did last night for dinner. There's actually free camping at the back of the pub there. There's a massive site, which I'll show you, but you can camp there for free, and all that they ask is you just have a beer or a meal to support them as a pub. So as you can see, it's about 5 o'clock on a Wednesday arvo, and it's beer o'clock. Alright, and if you do stay at the Cradock's Hotel, I'd highly suggest just over where you stay, the campsite behind, the free camp behind, there's a beautiful Australian War Memorial here as well. And excuse the attire, YNS style, obviously got the hoodie on, it's absolutely freezing. I think it's going to get down to about 2 or 3 degrees tonight, so rugging up nice and early. But yeah, you can come over here, you can see the hotel's just there. Where you can camp for free is all this space out the back here, and literally just over the road there's a bit of a memorial for our fallen troops of the Boer War, World War I, and obviously World War II as well. And just a nice little peaceful place to come and sit and relax, or you know, if you're stopping overnight, there's lots of history that you can read up here. World War II history, World War I history, talks about the Cradock District Regiment unit history, serving members from the local area, and then it's got you know, some beautiful plaques in honour of those fallen. So yeah, always good. We love seeing this stuff, especially bringing the little one here so that she can really appreciate what people sacrifice. You know, James here, as you can see, 31 years of age as a corporal, so very young, and it's always good to share this history that's deeply etched in our country's proud history, so that the next generations, if we can pass on to them, you know, what sacrifices were made by our falling soldiers. This chap here, Charles, was only 24. It's always good to pass that history on to the next generation, and the legacy that's been left by these wonderful serving soldiers who fought so graciously and proudly for our country, so that we can get out and enjoy this and live so freely as we do, and pass it on to our kids and the next generation so they can do the same to install it in their kids. But this is what I said out the back here. There's no power, so if you do stay here, you've got to be kind of self-sufficient, obviously on board water. There are showers and toilets that are locked, but if you go in and see the publican, they give you a code if you're staying here overnight, and you've obviously contributed to the hotel in the form of having a few beers, a wine or a feed. They give you the code obviously, and there's 2 showers and 2 toilets as well. So you can see we're just parked up here. There's a few that have stopped in here. Got a rooftop tenner up there. Hopefully you won't feel the wind too much tonight. It's been blowing about 25-30 knots all day today, and it's been fresh. Nice and clear at least, and sunny, but a very cool single digit type of day here in the good old Flinders ranges of South Australia. But absolutely stunning to come and see, so picturesque at this time of year. Still very brown, I might point out, given that we, you know, in winter, I'm sure, had a bit of rain yesterday, so I'm sure the farmers would have appreciated that. But yeah, here we are. And Mighty 200 got the new decals put on, as I mentioned earlier. Really happy with the branding, it looks really good. Thanks to the team at Smart Post who do all of our branding and signage. And I'll tell you what, the old diesel heater just there got a good working last night. Alright folks, we've come down to visit the Cradock Cemetery. Excuse the noise, there's some guys on site doing a bit of work and the wind is absolutely howling, so hopefully you can hear okay, we'll persevere. But a little bit of history about the Cradock Cemetery. It was estimated it was established back in circa May 1888, the original gravestone of Lawrence Riordan. It's a pretty cool map and plan. It shows you what families are here and where their plots are situated throughout the cemetery, because it's kind of spread out sort of in 2 kind of different areas. But yeah, it just says that, you know, basically the Cradock Cemetery was erected because back in the 1880s, originally Cradock's burials were conducted at the undesirable site close to the town, leased by private land, right on the banks of the creek. and obviously it was liable to being undermined by flash floods. So it was proposed in the 1880s that they'd put forward a petition to create this reserve as a cemetery. So here it is, and you've just got some cool history about the original St. Gabriel's Catholic Church, St. John's Anglican Church. So yeah, a little bit of history. This is probably situated maybe a K out from the Cradock Motel and Pub. But we love doing this sort of stuff, seeing the family origins and heritage, and you know, a lot of farmers basically came out here to farm the land back in the late 1800s because they had unseasonal rainfall for about 20 odd years, and then when the rainfall sort of changed in the early 1900s, unfortunately, that's where the farming went downhill, and it went from a little bustling town with a police station, a state bank, 2 pubs, a post office, to over time, when the season rainfall had changed, it pretty much is what's there today. So yeah, that's it. That's the Cradock Cemetery. Up to Bendleby Ranges. We've just set up camp. Have a look at these little cheeky buggers. Not shy, are they? That's for sure. Jumping up on the chair, not shy of the fire. I think they're called miners, aren't they, Mel? So. Miner birds. But look at them. Very friendly little buggers. Normally the dogs are wants to chase them, but she's got her back turned. She's not interested. So this is us for the night. Fire's cranking. It's a fresh, what do you reckon it is? 11 degrees day. Pretty windy. Yeah. Fire's ready. Jameson in hand.
No, straight gin this one.
Straight gin. What gin is it?
Check out my glass. Lamper. I camp with style.
Yes, absolutely. What gin's that one?
This is from one that we went to Harndorf the other day, and I picked up some gin.
Yep.
I forgot what the name is actually.
Yep.
Just tasted good. It's the main thing.
So, Bendleby Ranges, we've just got here today, checked in. How much is it a night?
$61. That's inclusive of firewood.
Yep.
So they replenish that every day that you're here, and also a powered site.
Yep.
And obviously, because it's long weekend, they want.
So she's pretty pricey, $61 a night. That's for 3 of us, 2 adults, a child. It's getting up there, definitely, isn't it?
Yeah.
We probably, if we had our time again, we would have gone unpowered. Do you know the difference in unpowered sites, what they were?
No, I didn't check that.
Yeah, okay. Well, we'll have a look. We'll let you guys know, because there's awesome facilities here by the looks of it. There's showers. Literally just probably see through here. Just that shed through there. So probably about 100 metre walk to showers. Lots of four-wheel drive tracks. Not that we'll be getting out in the four-wheel drive tracks because we've got the tinny up on top of the roof. But
pay extra for four-wheel driving?
Yeah, I think I heard her say it's $70 for a day pass, or $95 for a full weekend pass if you're full driving. So she's pretty expensive. So it's got a lot to prove to itself for us to see the $61 per night. But again, it is a long weekend, guys. We are staying on powered. If we had our time again, we'll probably try and save, you know, if it is 10, 15 bucks cheaper a night going unpowered off grid, we would have done that. But we thought we'd just try it out anyway. So come over here. I just want to show you a little upgrade that we've done to the caravan since you may have seen it last time. So you can see here we've got the box that we mounted to the front, but me and the old boy just made up and fabbed up that little rack on top there. Reason being is I've got the tinny on the roof, obviously, of the boat, and the fuel can to carry for it normally sits in here, but this is where the pull-out generator is going to go. So we made this rack up so that the jerry can fit on top here. I'm going to put in some eyelet mounts so we can ratchet it down, but she'll sit up there. I think it's 20 litres thereabouts. We've got 2 individual lights and individual switches on board as well for both sides. Because as you guys know, when you're trying to conserve power, being off grid as much as possible, you can see here we put in 3 separate lights. One's for the light for the caravan, then the other 2 are individual, so we can isolate which light we have on at any time. The only reason being we don't have a relay harness wide into these, so sometimes that can consume a little bit more amperage hours. So yeah, just wanted to keep it individual so that if I'm cooking in the Q Weber this side, that I can just have, you know, that obviously that light on when I'm cooking on that side, or if we need the generator on that side, then so be it. We can have the light on the generator that side if need be when starting it. So, and the all important pedal power, we've mounted the bike rack up there as well, so we can take the bikes away as well. So that's just something we've added in the last week. So a few more little upgrades, but we're pretty much done. I can tell you the $250 odd diesel heater that we mounted has been an absolute godsend. I was talking to some people, Amy and Jason, who, if you see this, g'day guys, I think you're at Waikerie this weekend, hope you have a good family weekend. We're having some chat about it. Do we go it, do we not go it, you know, safety precautions, etc. Apart from my beautiful lithium batteries, it's probably one of the best products, upgrades that we put on the van. I mean, 250 bucks, okay, it's cheap Chinese, it might last 2 years, it might last 5 years, who knows. I've got a client that's had one for 5 years and he said it still works for him absolutely like clockwork. Ours hasn't missed a beat as well, and it's just a beautiful heat. You know, you can set the temperature at 21 degrees, it sort of just puts away, maintains it at 21 degrees, and very, very economical. But it's been a saving grace on this trip because we've been getting down to quite very cool temperatures at night. You know, I'm talking 2-3 degrees. We've just had it running all night, keeping the van at quite ambient at 21 degrees. So for a couple $100, the biggest part was installing it. That was a massive, massive job. I'm going to have a video out soon showing you the before and during and the after install, but that was pretty much a full day's work. But if you haven't got a diesel heater, man, you're missing out. You've got to get one. It is the most savvy return on investment we put onto this van, and we've spent some big bucks on here. Like, I'm talking thousands, tens of thousands to upgrade, but 250 bucks has got us a long way so far with the diesel heater. So if you haven't got one, my hot tip is go out, grab yourself one. I got mine off eBay. The only thing that I'll point out with it, you get two options, a 10 litre and a 15 litre tank. So we went the 15 litre. Obviously the more fuel you can hold, the better, the less you have to refill it. It's only 5 litres, but the thing probably runs off about 2 litres a night at most. You know, we're struggling to use about a quarter of a tank overnight, and that's running it from, you know, 4 o'clock in the afternoon about now through to when we get up, and switching it off at around 9:30, 10 o'clock the next morning. So we're going to kick back, have a drink. Looks like these birds are going to entertain us, and here we are, June long weekend. So we've pretty much come down to the end of Hidden Valley Road at Bendleby Ranges. There is campsites throughout this beautiful bush and native vegetation like you wouldn't believe. Very tucked away, private, and very quiet back here, but you need to be most certainly self-sufficient. Now we're just going on a little hike. Tomorrow we're going to do a big one, but we're just getting just a little bit of a exploration going. So you've got Quarry Springs and the Wallaby Loop. This full loop, if you're to do it, I believe from reading the maps, about a 3-hour walk in total. So you've got the Wallaby Loop, the Cradock Trail as well. But yeah, we're just going to get a little bit of a feel of what we're in for, and then we'll prepare to come out here early tomorrow morning and do the full loop. There's supposed to be a lot of native wildlife that you get to see, and yeah, just look at all this limestone rock, almost like that slate feel, but just beautiful wide water stream sort of through here. Imagine seeing it back in the day when it was flourishing through here with water. So lots of big peaks, and we've seen an absolute abundance of kangaroos as well. So one of the things you got to do when you're doing this walk is just take the time to appreciate the surrounds, but obviously the rock shapes and formations of the rock, absolutely phenomenal. You can see here you got moss growing on there, but just the colours, just real outback Australia colours. You know, you've got your reds and your darker colours there as well, but just the sheer size and sculpture of these rocks from all the years that the water would have been flowing down here, and erosion obviously, but you know, That goes up quite easily, probably 15 foot, 20 foot. But just incredible. Highly advised though, walking boots, because this stuff is quite sharp. But it's not too bad, this walk. I'd rate it as pretty easy, a little bit of an incline, but pretty enjoyable. I mean, we got dogs obviously off the lead, so not too stressful, but don't know how much wildlife we'll see with them charging ahead of us, as always, in excitement. I think they're more excited than Demi is. What sort of bone's that?
Thigh bone?
Yeah, it's a big one.
What animal or human it is.
Yeah, I don't know. Be that size, I would have thought kangaroo.
Probably.
To be that size.
Or giant fish. Hi.
Alright, so this is why when you're walking in these creek beds, river beds, you do have to be careful. What have we come across here, Demi?
Some sharp slate.
Yeah, and what's happened to it?
It has been destroyed.
Yeah, it has. It's come down off of there, hasn't it? You can see it's all just fallen.
Do you think that's where the bone came from?
It's all just fallen from this rock ledge or edge here, and it's all just come tumbling down. So that's why it's really important when you're walking through riverbed like this, if you got that sort of stuff on the side, particularly with an edge like that, walk away from it and always stay in the middle of the bed as much as possible. Because if this stuff came down on you, it ain't going to be pretty. That's just one piece, and I struggled to lift that. So there's a big piece there. It's like an avalanche, isn't it, of slate and stone.
Yep.
Anything else? The dogs are onto a scent. What is it?
Whoa!
What is it?
Is it a wallaby or kangaroo?
It's a kangaroo, darling.
It's a kangaroo.
No, it's a wallaby.
Oh, it's a wallaby?
No, it might be a kangaroo.
No, it's a kangaroo. Boy.
Kangaroo or wallaby?
It's only a small one, not a big one. But yeah, it's definitely a kangaroo.
Probably got injured.
Maybe from the...
Jumping off that ledge up there.
Wow!
Yeah, hard to say if it came off the ledge there, but I don't know, these things are pretty clever.
Yeah. Pretty aerodynamic.
Looks like there's no gunshot wounds.
Oh God, Christopher, what are you doing?
It's called being... There's still fur on it.
Yeah, no. Doesn't look like it's been shot.
Hi.
A view from top of the crest. Absolute panoramic. And hear the birds. How good's this? Ew. Alright, you gotta check this out. Wait for it. Have a look at that. 180-degree panoramic view. Absolutely stunning. Wife's getting a little bit frustrated. Thought we might be lost, but as the saying goes, adventure before dementia. But check out the scenery. Have a look at that. Alright folks, that's just about the end of our hike. So we went from Hidden Valley through to Quarry Springs, then we did the Cradock track through to Solly's Well and back to the car. So all up, that took us just over a bit over an hour and a half, obviously with the dogs slowing down and taking some of the sights as well. It's not always about pace, it's about taking in the surrounds and what's around you. So yeah, it was a pretty, I'd say it was an easy walk. The Cradock trail, you know, there's a bit more undulation there, so going down a lot. But yeah, as you've seen, some beautiful views always when you get to the top. That's the great thing about it. Awesome views, but whatever goes up must come down, right? Alright, welcome back legends. We are back at camp. We've got a few more people here. We've got some neighbours, which is always nice. But come for a walk. Let's have a look at how we're pulled up queue for the night. So, as I said, roasters on the Weber queue. Oh yeah, baby. lamb roast, spuds. Tom Cruise, eat your heart out, coming over for dinner. Cradock Hotel, stubby cooler, love getting these. Pretty much everywhere I stop I seem to collect one, have a massive collection now, so bottoms up, cheers. Campfires going, dogs are pooped. Big walkies. Hey Max, buggered from the day, mate. Oh, say hello to the viewers. Yes. Good boy. What's Charlie up to? Charlie, what do you got there? Got the misso. Woo. Jamison fire. Tunes. Happy days. Roast is on. That's us for the night. We'll show you the finished product once it's all completed and cooked. So let's have a look. Just checking the temp. Still getting used to this Weber Q and the temps. Yeah, we need to crank her up a little bit. We're only at 150. We don't be waiting till midnight to eat. It's only 1.5 kilos of meat, so we haven't got too much. So how's this? Wife bought the Weber Q for us. Didn't even come with a temperature gauge, so I had to buy one from Bunnings, drill a little hole through and fit one myself. How are you meant to cook on a Weber Q without having a temp gauge? Makes no sense. Anyway, we only got the little one because that's all we need for the 3 of us at the moment. As you see, we've got plenty of room in here, but yeah, 3. This size seems to do us fine. It's the I think it's the what Weber Q is this one? What's this? Is this the baby Q? The baby Q, yeah, so it's a baby Q, so you know, that's all we need for us. Got about 1.5 kilos of meat in there. Absolutely pristine. All right, let's go in for a quick update and have a look. Beautiful. Spot on 180. Smelling absolutely divine. Yeah. Those spuds are roasting up beautifully. Here's another little thing we bought. Instead of having a bin inside the van because it just gets in the way, and those little bins, pop-up bins, you're always just emptying them every 5 minutes, so we just got these little sort of wheelie bins. I think it's about 27 litres or something like that, but yeah, that works well. Keep it outside as well. It's got obviously the lid, so you don't know critters can get in there, and you can fit a heck of a lot more rubbish in there too, so we like it, works for us. All right, good morning folks. Well, we woke up to, well, it's now mid-morning, been up for a few hours. We've just been chilling out, taking it easy. We went for a bit of a bike ride this morning, and just down a local kiosk, bought some locally made earrings for the daughter, $18, so always good to support a local. But yeah, check it out. Woke up to a nice clear day today. I could tell this morning before I got up before sunrise, because it was a lot more crisp and fresh. Always with a clear sky, you know it's going to be a bit cooler, but you want to wake up to a clear sky because it means you get beautiful blue skies for the day ahead. But today, not really much of anything planned. We're going to do that other loop, but we found out it's 3 hours just to do that loop. We thought doing both loops together was 3 hours yesterday, bushwalking, but the one we did yesterday was a bit over 1.5 hours. The other one is about 3 hours just on its own, and it's apparently about 3 times harder. The local station owner here, Charlie, told us. So yeah, don't know, definitely the kids, the little one and the missus aren't keen on that, but I might have a go. I don't know, could be just a chill day. Gonna take the little one for a bike ride, just venture around to other sites and get into meet some other kids, introduce her to some other kids, and just have a look at the station from a different perspective on a pushy, see how many people are here now on site as well. Pretty busy now. Apparently there's 18 more people coming in today. It's Saturday, so 80 more groups today. But yeah, at the moment we just got the old mighty John Williams on the background tunes. Doesn't get any more Australia than that, does it, folks? And we're just cooking up a feast, bacon and eggs to get the girls underway for the day. So yeah, just a chill day.
Just like you see the difference in these eggs.
Here we go.
That we got given. Check that one out.
Huge, eh? So which ones? So they're both the ones we got
Yeah,
given?
they're both from the bloke down the road.
Yeah, see. So we ran out of eggs. We've gone through them, so we went to the local station owner and asked if they've got any eggs. And we got 6 for $5. Happy to pay and support a local at the best of times. And he said they're what are they called? Free range eggs.
So are they from his chickens here?
I don't actually know, I didn't ask that question. Doesn't matter, we got eggs anyway, yeah? Here come those little birds, those little miners. They know when the food's on, that's for sure, don't they? Inquisitive little buggers they are. And they're not shy, I tell you what. They get right up to the campfire, they obviously know where the food and scraps are. Hey! Hey! Yeah, cool. They're like cheeky little characters, hey, I love them. And the little noise they make. Oh, yeah, it's bypassing the dog poo, smart move. Couple more over there. Oh, there's a heap of them here. So yeah, that's kind of us for today. We're just playing it by ear. Probably just chill, watch a movie, go for a bike ride, see what's around, spend some time with the little one. There's a bit of a, over there, he's got a heap of stuff. I'm going to go check that out because it looked like there was this cool old cop car, police car over there. So we'll head over there and see what's there and show you what's there. But don't know, I'm psyching myself up. Whether we do the 3-hour hike or not, we'll see. Sit tight. Let's get some breakfast underway. See what happens here, shall we? Here we go. That just shows you they are not shy at all. Not at all. Here we go. Look at this little one. Geez, they really attack each other hard for food. They hammer each other. Alright, we've just decided to go for a bit of a push bike ride to explore around Bendleby Ranges a little bit and just seeing all the campsites we haven't seen so far. And we've just pulled up to this one called Easy Camp, and as you can see, but cool little spot. You're sort of nestled amongst these pine trees, albeit they're a little bit thin at the moment, but looks like you got these cool like pop top setups at the moment that you can park up here. Looks like there's a camp kitchen, gas bottle, mat, cooker, everything here. So yeah, what a great little spot. And then you got obviously table and chairs here. You can kick back, have a few coldies, campfire. And then under here, full cover as well. Awesome setup. So if you're wanting to get out of the rain or the wind a little bit. But yeah, for those that maybe don't have a caravan or a camper, what a good little spot, isn't it, hun? You can just drive here with your car. You can get into here by 2-wheel drive. You don't need a 4-wheel drive. It's kind of just hard rock ground pretty much. So if you wanted to get away and explore the Flinders Ranges, but you don't have a caravan or a camper, what a great alternative. Drive the car up, flip that up, you're set up, you're underway. There's 1, 2, 3, how many are there, sweetheart? What can you see? 3, 1, 2, 3, yeah. 3 it looks like. Oh no, 4. 4th one there. So, yeah, just there. What a good initiative. Awesome initiative. That there, watch out, it's going to a solar panel, don't pull on it. It's obviously charging a little battery in there. Yeah, anyway, just thought I'd show that with you. So it's something you don't see too often in any sort of campsite or outback camping location. So that's pretty cool. I like it. Good initiative to Bendleby Ranges to do that. Gives everyone an opportunity to kind of experience what it's like to camp outback, even if you don't have the ability to have a caravan or a camper to do so. Obviously can't beat the almighty swag, but if you want to just up it a little bit from a swag, that's a great alternative. All right, on to the next destination we go. So folks, what's really cool as you explore these creek beds, walk through them, highly encourage them. There's beautiful rock sculpture and formations and shapes to see, but you know, obviously it's very dry in here at the moment. In fact, if you go to the reception at the Bendleby Rangers check-in, there's some images back in 2011 where this was actually flooded. They received somewhere around the vicinity of 200 mils of rainfall, and this was all underwater. Seems like a distant memory now, considering how bone dry it is at the moment. I mean, if you look, it's like powder in here at the moment, and it's, you know, obviously affecting the natural vegetation. Sad to see trees like this in this condition due to obviously not enough water, and once they dry out, that's obviously they split and they fall over. But what is cool, sometimes when things like this happen in nature, they create a great playground for the kids. So that's why we like walking through in and exploring, don't we, darling?
Yeah.
Because you love climbing trees. And this is a big, beautiful old gum tree to climb. So still looks quite green and leafy, so it's obviously still getting some nutrients. These branches look relatively not too old that have branched off the main trunk there. So yeah, be interesting to see how long she can last and live though, because it is pretty dry and barren, as a lot of South Australia is at the moment, and it's just very dry considering that we're in almost the heart of winter, middle of June, and really no rainfall relief in sight. All right folks, we are at the top of Sunset Ridge Lookout and the view is unbelievable. You've got over 180 degree panoramic view. Check this out. Don't know how high up we are, but it seems quite high, that's for sure. What do you reckon, love? Taking in the sight?
So good.
So this is where...
Videos don't do it justice.
Yeah, it's hard to justify when you're taking pictures, like the actual drop off, the sheer steepness of the ridge. It's up there. Oh, here we go, we've got a little plaque here. Let's have a look what this says. It's a little plaque, in loving memory of Robert Allen Johnson, born in '67, passed away in 2005, missed by all. Well, Robert, you, my friend,
He's got the best view.
he is enjoying afterlife, because that is peace and serenity in afterlife if I've ever seen it myself.
Some people don't enjoy this, but
It's so quiet. You could literally hear a pin drop. I mean,
people here,
yeah, it's a bit windy, but literally you can't hear a thing. So that's the original homestead of Bendleby Rangers there. So the trek up's not too bad. I did a silly thing and didn't bring my compressor, so don't advise it, guys. I'm running at full pressure. You know, and when you got this stuff here, you be careful. But I came up, you just come across that ridge. That's the hardest part, coming up through here. It's not too bad. I'd say it's easy to medium, like sort of in between. We did it okay. Just, yeah, silly me, didn't bring the air compressor because didn't know there was as much full driving opportunity here available. But not that we really do much full driving with the tinny loader on top of the tinny, but would have been nice just to get it down to about 25 pound to be safe. But all right, if you need a little place to stop off to, we're headed back from Bendleby Rangers back home to Adelaide. If you need a good little spot to stop off for a coffee and an awesome pie, I highly recommend the Gumtree Cafe at Uluru. Good barista coffee, absolutely, and washed down with a beautiful pie, homemade, bacon, cheese, meat and egg pie, and the thing was absolutely massive. I would probably have to say it's the best pie I've ever had. I'm not a massive pie fan. I normally go the Cornish pasty generally, but decided to go a beef, cheese, bacon egg pie, and from the Gumtree Cafe, well done to you. It's probably the best pie I've ever eaten. So that's the main street of Orroroo. Cool little town actually. We've got the commercial hotel there, and the Gumtree Cafe is literally just in front where those cars are. So if you're ever passing through here, folks, I'd highly recommend it. Be on your stop off list for a coffee, warm cuppa, and absolutely their homemade pies, sensational. So you've all probably heard of the famous and extremely well-known brand R.M. Williams. Well, this is where it all started and originated from. Reginald actually was born here in Jamestown, and I'd highly recommend that if you're driving through Jamestown, there's this little bit of R.M. Williams history that you can stop off and have a look at. Beautiful sculpture in memory of Mr. Reginald Williams, but this just talks about his whole history from his early life to outback challenges. So he was born here in Jamestown on the 24th of May back in 1908, and he had some outback challenges. His mum was very involved in the church, and he was sent off to do some work in some indigenous communities in helping them build a water tank. And then it talks a little bit about his history from when he gets married. So obviously, as you can see in the map here, we've got Adelaide, Clare. This road here is all known as R.M. Williams Way in honour and recognition of Reginald. And we're obviously here at Jamestown where it all began for him as well. So this just talks about his history, how R.M. Williams came about. But yeah, just a beautiful story, and left an absolute massive legacy, and really was quite pivotal in I guess the outback heritage that we all can now share and cherish today. So yeah, if you're coming through Jamestown, you know R.M. Williams, probably the most famous boots I reckon in the world that I know of. Great story, a great bit of history. Make sure you stop by here. Well folks, that's a wrap from Bendleby Ranges. Unfortunately, we didn't get up to see Sunset Ridge to see the sunset because there simply was no sunset. The gods, Mother Nature, weren't with us because it was cloudy and overcast, so unfortunately no sunset, but we had a great time, really relaxing, very picturesque, scenic countryside, and you know, for the four-wheel drive enthusiasts, an absolute four-wheel drive mecca and heaven for you to be. But we just really enjoyed kicking back, bit of sightseeing, bit of bushwalking, bit of bike riding. There's still a lot to see and do if you don't want a four-wheel drive. And remember, you can get in here even if you don't have a four-wheel drive. I've seen a number of cars, two-wheel drive cars come in with campers, soft floor campers and so forth. So that's it guys for another episode. Thanks for joining us, and onwards now to plan for the next trip. If you want to get in touch with Charlie and his family to book in, obviously bendlebyranges.com.au, there's the contact information, contact number. And as the sign says, you've got camping, you can get accommodation if you want there as well. Great for hiking, four-wheel driving, mountain biking obviously as well, and sightseeing. And the all-important, yes, you do get reception. A little bit patchy where we were camping. We were in the corner campsite. We were staying in the corner campsite, so yeah, it was a bit up and down. Obviously we got the mobile booster, but most campsites that we went and visited generally had, you know, at least 3G reception. So, and have a look at this for a backdrop to wrap it all up and another episode. Absolute glorious morning, beautiful and picturesque. Doesn't get any better. Outback Flinders Ranger style. Thanks for joining us folks. Until the next episode, take care and live free.